street stocks, kind of super stock type classes. And, got some really successful guys on those, and he came up to support his new cars at the Fall Nationals, and got to talking to Bruce, and Bruce decided to give it a shot. So
They're 3 wide all the way around that corner there.
Here we go, 4 wide. They got Wheat Whippleman on the bottom.
Nick Tubbs, Bruce, and
yep, Nick Tubbs is the second. And Tubbs is searching all over the place for a hole here almost to the front. We talked about that car before too, and we talked about it in his interview. It's an old dog, and it sure seems to work. So he doesn't care where he puts it; he just needs a hole.
yeah, looks like 5th through 9th pretty much are no more than 2 car lengths apart. And they're just all right there. Trying to watch a little bit of the leader though. There's so much good racing back there in the back. Looks like the leader right now is Jeff Tubbs. He's kind of checked out a little bit. Followed up by Cunningham. Oh, and Austin too.
Cunningham working on Austin Carter for the second position. Pretty fast racetrack for the stock cars, and they're able to keep a lot of momentum around the bottom, so it's a little tougher for Mr. Cunningham to make a run on the top, but he's getting there slowly but surely.
Yeah, that's one thing. The stock car is so evenly matched. You just got to kind of work it and work it and work it.
Yeah.
Even if you're a little bit faster, it takes a little time. Got to be patient.
Boy, Austin's really seeming to get things clicking here the last few weeks, though. I'm sure 3 wins in a row at Salina or whatever it's been, 2 or 3, I can't remember, but that helps with the confidence, and lets you kind of try a few more things that maybe you wouldn't have if you didn't feel that confidence. And, not afraid to race anywhere and everywhere. Boy, look at Keith Riley come through the middle. He'd been looking at that spot a couple laps, and every time it'd open up and every time it'd close up, and he took advantage of it being open this time. Keith's another guy that's been he's been pulling around quite a bit. Oh, there we're 4 wide again. But yeah, Keith's been here and there and everywhere. I think Dodge City, and I think they went out further west. I know we've seen them at Hayes and Waukene. I don't remember if he's been to Salina yet this year or not, but definitely been around and getting the feel for that old car again. So. Once Tubbs got loose, he was quick, but his brother had already been broke loose for quite a while. And
Yeah.
he was out there, and there wasn't a prayer without a caution.
Yeah, and I think there was only one caution in this race.
Yeah, which was amazing because it seemed like this was the weekend of cautions.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah,
No matter where you go.
There's a few exceptions to modifieds. Hayes ran caution free.
Yeah, and that would have been a
that was the
totally different race if they'd have had one. But
yeah, that's the checkers. Austin took third there, and Tubbs, Riley, about 3 wide across the finish line there.
Yeah, that's hard to beat. Those are the kind of races that keep us driving out there to Waukene all the time.
Even though it wasn't a lot of competition up there right up front for the first place deal, there was for fourth on back, there was 6-8 guys going for that spot.
That's right. Well, we'd like to thank Engine Quest, our presenting sponsor at this time. They helped make this deal possible. They're one of the first guys to come on board with us and get behind the idea of Dirt Track Central, and we really appreciate that. And so Eric is your man to call over there at Engine Quest. They can kind of steer you in the right direction for not only the heads but just the right engine combination for you to get you headed towards the front of the pack. They'll work with you. They'll work with your engine builder, whatever your preference. So also just a big sponsor of racing in general and IMCA racing. So got to thank them for that.
Yes.
So we'll go into some results here. We've got
why don't you go talk
a
about
bunch of results.
Those other ones out there that happened out there, and I'll get these ones ready to go.
Phillips County Raceway out in Colorado. Joe Bellum, the promoter of BST, operates that track, and I believe this is his first year doing that. They resurfaced the track and kind of reconfigured, and from the things that I heard, it sounds like that was a big success for him. And so Jeremy Frenier wins the modifieds out there. Angel Munoz takes home the win in the stock car class, and that was the opener for BST IMCA stock car series. So that's something new this year, is adding the BST name to the stock cars. Was not a BST modified race, but it was a stock car race, and so Angel picked up the win there, and so he's your BST stock car points leader at this point. Jacob Adler was the winner of the sport mods, and Austin Davis in the hobby stocks out there at Phillips County.
I'll go on to Salina Speedway here. We were at there. We got a bunch of these feature videos up on our YouTube channel, so you can check them out. And in the mini stock class, 14M and John McNabb picked up the win there, and I think he's only 14 years old, or something like that, for a young kid out there. So I see a young kid up there pick up the win. And in the mod lights, Brian Davison picked up the win after some unfortunate accident racing up front there. So he took advantage of that, and he was followed up by the 88C Chris Unrein, then the 01Z of Nick Watts, followed up by Trace Ayers and John Miranda. And in the sport mod class, we had Tyler Fry picked up another win there. So he's been hitting it pretty good there. He's followed up by Seth Schroer, Curtis Peel, Brian Fink, and then Brian Riviere. So In the modifieds, that was a pretty good race. Joe Cleveland ended up on top there. Troy Johnson led most of the race, and kind of was looking around the bottom and how he's been racing there lately, and picked up a win doing that. And caution kind of came fairly late, and Joe was working the top side, and he got back up there and started hitting it, and came down to the last lap there. Pretty good race. Yeah.
that race brought back memories. Joe used to do that one.
Yeah.
I remember going out there years ago, and he'd hit that exact same line, except sometimes he'd skid the wall on the way by. But
yep, and he followed up by Corey LeGrune. Corey LeGrune kind of broke his second streak to finish third. So
wrong way, Corey.
Yeah, one spot, but one spot the wrong way. So we'll talk to him a little later about that. And then followed up by Brandon Blocklinger and Roger Peck. And also the late models were on hand, and Chad Dolan picked up the wins. So good to see him pick up the win. And I used to see him race IMCA modifieds for a lot of years, and now he's in late model. So. He was followed up by Delbert Smith, the 55, Chris Krotzer, and old Derek Klima was driving one of Delbert Smith's car in the 92K, and he finished fourth, and he was followed up by Justin Kinderknecht. So that's what we got for lineup.
All right. Going out Saturday night, RPM Speedway in Hayes. Another young one picks up the win in the Sport Compact class. Shyla Hughes, I think she was 14 or 15, and probably all of 80 pounds maybe. A little gal, but man, that thing seemed like once she hit her groove, there was a late caution or something there, and she kind of hit her groove and took it to the front pretty quick there.
The leader did break, I think, too.
The leader broke and
got her into that spot.
I think she
might have caught it too, but
second or third at that point though, and like she just decided it was time to go to the front there late. So followed up by K2, Vincent Jasper, Brandon Lobdell, Kirk Fonensteel, and Dean Herzog. And in the IMCA Hobby Stocks, GW Fuller picks up the win. Tony Slothauer second. Cody Graham, Garrett Hager, and Kent Taman in the Hobby Stocks. Sport Mods, Tyler Fry strikes again.
Yeah.
that was one heck of a race there. Tyler was pretty well checked out, I think, and Cleveno was reeling them in, and they caught lap traffic, and they were getting ready to dice through that lap traffic. And I don't know if Lauer's car broke, and that's what caused him. It looked to me like maybe Lauer hit a tire or something down low, and that trailing arm broke, because I know the rear end was got all sideways in there. But and Cleveno either slammed the brakes or something to miss that deal, and ended up kind of up against the wall, but apparently didn't hurt much, because he went ahead and restarted and come out all right on that. But man, they were just going and battling and catch that lap traffic, and it's like, oh, who's going to go which way? So excellent race, and I think that one's up on our YouTube as well, right? I haven't taken the time to watch them all, but they are there, so go check that one out. That one's worth watching. On over to the stock cars, the 737 and Nick Tubbs picks up another feature win, followed up by Austin Carter, Jason Rogers, Eric Kinderknecht, and Dustin McClurg. So, and on over to the modified division. We talked about that one earlier. Went green to checkered, and Dave Murray and Travis Sherfick, I think, are 1 and 2 in points, and started back there. And boy, they had a heck of a race getting up to that point, and had a heck of a race with each other. Was a good race, and Calhoun, I think, started up towards the front and kind of checked out and just just hit his marks and was, he was smooth in there.
Raced his own race out there. Didn't have to worry about anybody else. And
exactly.
He got on with it.
And Roger's been on a kick of he either finishes top 4 or 5 or he breaks something.
Yeah,
and,
he's had a lot.
He's had a lot of good runs, and he's had a lot of expensive runs. And I think Saturday night was a good run. Friday night was a good run too. Sunday night was not such a good one. I didn't talk to him to know exactly what happened, but I saw him putting floor dry down after they pushed him in. So that's usually a bad weekend. So not good. But that's RPM Speedway for you.
Okay.
We'll move on over to Thunder Hill in the Sport Compact Division. Kaylee Dykeman picks that one up.
Couple girls winning out there.
Yeah.
In Hayes and in Thunder Hill.
Yeah. Second place, Danny Ziegler, I think, and I think that's another young lady. I'm almost certain those are the ones that kind of come together. Followed up by Kelly Johnson, Jarrett Beach, and Morgan Ziegler. That's a new class over there this year in Thunder Hill, and they seem to be doing pretty well with that. So, Brandon Johnson picks up the win in the hobby stocks.
I hadn't even seen that yet. So
that's
he's driving the Robbie Marsh car.
Yeah, and he's got the video up there. We shared that on our Facebook, so you can go check that one out too. That was another good race. Dominic Tyfolt, Levi Austin, Josh Haid, and Mallory Walters finish out the top 5 out there. Move on over to the Sport Mod Division. Brian LaRiviere picks up the win there, followed by Kyle Olberding, Curtis Peel, Brendan Damon, and Darren Nelson. So nice run for the Team Extreme guys there.
Yeah, also
congratulations to
Curtis
Brendan.
Peel. I think that might have been one of his first trips up that way. So
yeah.
I haven't seen him race there very much. So
yeah, I think they've been running there this year. I don't know. I think this is only like the second race up there, but yeah, I think Curtis has gone up there both times. So good for him to get out and try some new stuff. And boy, Brian, did you see Brian? He got the fastest lap of the night in any class. They got their new transponder system in and up and running, and I don't remember what the time was, 18 something, but fastest lap time of the night set by Brian Lervier and that Extreme Motorsports first class chassis. So congratulations on that. That's a big deal. Yeah. That's pretty neat. So move on over to the stock car class. Kyle Vanover puts it on him again. You watch that video, and I think he was up to second place before they got back to the flag stand the first time and started last. And Van Landingham made it a little tougher on him there. I believe he's been around for a while.
Yeah, he's been running
those for a while.
He knows what he's doing. So.
Yeah, but Kyle got around him eventually and brought home the win in that one. Like I said, Van Landingham in second, Jim Powell Jr. in third, Mike Taylor and Matt Hayden round out the top 5. And then Tom Charles takes home the win in the modified class, followed by Jeff Herbers, Hot Rod, and Jesse Richter in third, Brian Rigsby in fourth, and Mike Petersilly in fifth. So, yeah, all the extreme guys making the top 5. That's a good weekend.
Yeah,
so
sure was.
Congratulations to those guys.
Yeah, and on Sunday we went over to Waukene Speedway, and in the hobby stocks, Garrett Hagar picked up a win there.
I think that's his first feature win, and that's he's raced hobbies for a couple of years, but this is a brand new Bart car, and took a lot of pride in that race car with those guys. He helped Marty build it and put it together, and so it's pretty.
I think this is his second year. He ran the first Fall Nationals into one last year. It was his first race in a car, and it's kind of I thought that's pretty funny. He made that his first race in one car, and then he raced all last year, and comes out this year and picks up a win. So I'm pretty excited.
Congratulations to those guys.
Cody Graham followed him up. Then Jacob Krell, and Danielle Irvine and Brian Stitch. So seen Brian's name quite a bit, and we talked to him a little bit this weekend too. So, and then on to the sport mods. Corey Struckoff, name you're normally here in the stock car class, and he's been driving a sport mod, and he seemed pretty excited to pick up that win. And I was really surprised. I mean, to a guy that's won a lot of races before, they haven't been in the sport mods, but I don't know if he's just been fighting that thing more than he wanted to. And
I think it proved to be tougher than what he thought it was going to be. And you're right. Corey's probably one of the first guys I remember back when he was winning them right in a row at Minneapolis. He'd just give the trophy to the kids, and it was just another day in life. But boy, he was banging on the roof, and I think if he hadn't had been 10 years younger, he probably tried to pull off the backflip out of that baby. He was fired up.
That was good to see that. So he was followed up by the 21C of Brian Kones, 14W Blaine Walt, and Trenton Cleveno, and then Josh Apple.
Yep. Kones, we had one of our cameras on him, and that one's not posted yet, but watch for that, and you'll see the race that Corey put on. And I went and talked to Brian, of course, when we were taking the camera off, and he says, man, he said, I think I was just as fast, and maybe at times a little faster, and he doesn't make mistakes. He got experience,
Yeah, that's tough. That's the toughest part. So that video did turn out pretty good. So I got to finish editing it. So, and the stock cars, we kind of already seen this race here, but Jeff Tubbs, has picked up the win, followed up by Terry Cunningham, Austin Carter, Nick Tubbs, and Keith Riley. And in the modifieds, Troy Plummer picked up the win, and he was followed by Travis Sherfick and Randy Wilson. Good to see Randy have a good finish there again too, and Mike Petersilly, and so Mike Petersilly picked up a couple top
4, top 5, somewhere in there.
So was it Salina? Was he? No, he didn't Salina, but in Thunderhill and Joaquini, and then the 8 ball of Marty Clark. So.
Yeah, and that's another race. I mean, I don't know. We see a lot of good racing, but that's another video worth watching. Plummer's running the top all night, and Plummer would admit to you, and I think he did in an interview I heard, that it doesn't excite him to run the top. That's not his home. And Travis Sherfick, although was kind of a bottom feeder in the stock car, as he's gotten used to the modified, he's kind of become a top shelf kind of guy. And so for those guys both to be running out of their element, it was fun to watch. And Randy Wilson's just sitting right there the whole time, licking his chops, waiting for somebody to mess up, and it didn't happen. So they were all kind of right there in the mix and doing well at it. So that was a good, fun race to watch. So bittersweet one for the Sherfick family, with Travis racing for the lead, and Dylan. We'll watch that one too, the crash of the week. But that was a scary looking wreck, and just one of those deals, nowhere to go, and just a sitting duck.
Yeah.
So anyhow,
did you also get the results from Vinton?
I do have their race, the first Hawkeye Dirt Tour race of the season. And if you hadn't heard about that, I think we talked a little bit about it briefly. Fuel the Thunder is the TV show that is being recorded along with the Hawkeye Dirt Tour. So watch for that. And there is a Kansas driver, Jason Schoenberger, that is one of the featured drivers in that show. Although it's hard to feature you when you don't make the feature. But no, he's we'll go attack him a little more next time. But anyway, 71W of Jeff Waterman out of Quincy, Illinois, takes home the win. Double 0J of JD Oranger out of Waterloo takes home second place. 19G of Richie Guston, Mitch Morris in the 70, and Mark Schultz in the 27M are your top five. Our picks were, I think you had Jimmy Guston, right?
Yep.
And he came in 8th place, and I had Jay Notaboom, and he came home in 12th. I didn't watch the videos. There are, if you search it in YouTube under Freedom Left, there are videos from Vinton out there, so you can take a look at those. I didn't take the time to watch them all, but there are some good videos, and I know that I was seeing Jay's name further forward, so I don't know if the racing was that tight or if he kind of messed something up and ended up falling back or what happened there, but definitely was a contender, and Jimmy's always fast. It don't matter where, but you look at those list of names, and especially on a small track like that and heavy, it's tough to have a whole bunch of passing when you've got stars like that. So congratulations to those guys, and first Hawkeye Dirt Tour race. So we'll go ahead and up with Dirt Track Central.
Yeah.
Maybe
go on.
Take a look at the photo of the week.
Okay.
Are you ready for that?
I can be pretty quickly, I think.
Okay. We've got 4 photos again this week. I want to thank Dave's Photo Hut. You can check them out at Dave's Photo Hut.
Dave'sPhotoHut.com.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, we'll go over to his site. So.
Yep. And he's got Ryan Grit there, kind of hanging it out there. That's a nice photo.
Yeah.
So, good job with that one. And that's at Salina Speedway Friday night. Of course, they're racing the late models bi-weekly now, so if you haven't made it out for that, check it out. The next one is, what is it? Whoops.
I'll bring it up here. Try and do more than once.
There we go. That's what I thought you were going to do. This is another one shot by Dave, Dave's Photo Hut. You got your feature winner there, Joe Cleveland, on the bottom, and the 88J of Johnson in the middle, and then 8R Jesse Richter up top. So nice catch on the 3 wide action there at Salina Speedway again. I think we should have a couple more. Let's see. Yep, this one's mine from Waukene Speedway. That's Josh Apple in the 65. He's out of Dodge City. He led that race for probably the first 8 or 10 laps, and was just looking real good. And then one got past him, and I think he couldn't quite get back to where he was protecting his spot, and kind of dropped back a few more spots, but had a good run.
Fifth,
so
yep.
ended up what, fifth?
Yep.
So good job there. And then this one was a suggestion by a reader, but I believe that was shot by Mike Pfeiffer, Dirt Track Devils, and that'd be at Salina Speedway. And you're looking at Brian Fink there in IMCA Northern Sport Mod. So looking at the frame.
Yeah. You can see underneath there. So.
I don't know if they're still up or not. There used to be some pictures on BMS's website of Derek Klima looking like that back when they kind of first started really 3-wheeling those things hard.
I was going to try to bring up our pictures from last week so we can see who our winner is.
Who won.
If I even knew how to get there. There we go.
There we go.
And
Looks like we've got 13 likes for Josh Rice and the 8J. That one was Dirt Track Devils again. At Salina Speedway Friday night. And another Dirt Track Devils shot. That's the 63 Sea of Austin Carter.
that's a good picture there. That came out
Definitely.
really nice. Yeah.
And he's got her working. So this one was taken by was it Tim Passmore?
Yep.
Down in Dodge. Oh no, that was a practice shot
Shot at
there
Beloit,
at Beloit. Yep.
Cody
Then
Ledger. Yep.
he did follow those guys down to Dodge City this last weekend and take a bunch of
You know
photos.
what?
so-
I think he may have sent another picture to us too.
Did he? Okay,
From there.
I may have
so-
missed that, so that's my fault. I forgot to ask, or forgot to say how many
Yeah.
likes were on that last couple, but I think this one kind
This
of
one
blew
is
him out of the
definitely,
water.
yep. Our
Uh,
winner.
52 likes on the Jerry, or is it Jerry
Jerry
Welsh?
Welsh. Yep.
So,
So
yep, that was a tribute car to his best friend and his best friend's dad, who had kind of run that same setup. So, congratulations to them on winning the photo contest. Should we? We're gonna take a look and see if we can
yeah,
find
see
that
if I may find that one.
photo
I thought I
that-
saw it sent here.
Passmore had sent us. There we go. A shot from Dodge City Raceway.
I hit the wrong one.
There we go.
Yeah. So this one will be.
I'm
included
gonna
on
have
there
to
too.
cheat and read the caption because I don't know.
Tracy Hines.
Okay.
And this at Dodge City, and so a big name there. You're racing. So seen his name at the Chili Bowl quite a few times.
Yeah, as I say, I've heard it at the Chili Bowl, but just don't see the midgets around this area too often. And for us this weekend, there was just so darn much racing close to home that it was tough to break away and go check those things out. So
Yeah, and I think I don't know if there's really one more picture, but we did have somebody else that sent in picture
yes.
of
Yep.
the Rockin' Ronnie Wallace's cars, both his modified and stock car, and he had a pretty good weekend. Was it at
What they say,
Look-
Lincoln County.
Lincoln County?
I think.
I think he won in his modified, and he finished third. Yeah.
Yeah, Lincoln County Raceway. He won the modifieds and the
And the
stock
stock
cars.
yeah.
So congratulations on that. That's nothing better than a feature win, and when you can double it up,
and
that's
yeah.
Even better. So
Yeah, and that's
Ronnie has been
a neat looking paint scheme on there too. The Budweiser, a little different than I've seen out of him for a while. So.
yeah, he's back on his own. I mean, he's got some sponsors, of course, helping him, but he had been with the Hagens. I'm trying to think what they called that, but drove for those guys for
Yeah,
a
Higgins
lot of years,
Trucker. Yeah.
and just decided to go back on his own. And then the stock car is actually owned by Outlaw Chassis, and so those guys kind of trying to promote their stock cars. I don't know a whole lot of history on the Outlaw Chassis, but I do know that he's driving for those guys. So congratulations to them on picking up a win. Continue on with the evening here. Time to thank another sponsor here, maybe. BSB Manufacturing. We'd like to thank those guys for helping us out with the show and helping the racers hook it up. So if you're looking for help with suspension wise, the brakes and the shocks and the springs are kind of their specialty and what it takes to hook up that race car. So if you're having handling issues, struggling with your current setup, those are the guys to call. So go ahead and you want to do the crash of the week?
Yep, I've got it ready anyhow.
All right.
We want to go ahead and just show
Crash
it,
of the
or you
week
wanna-
is from Waukene Speedway this week. I'll kind of explain it as we
I think I did
watch it.
starter here from the restart. Yeah, this was early in the race too.
Yeah, they'd actually, this is a complete restart. It had one caution previous to it. So. You want to be watching the yellow 43 car is kind of the beginnings of it. Gets a little tight trying to get off the corner. Dylan Sherfick's above him there. So coming in the corner here.
Yeah, she starts.
It's tight, pushes up towards the wall, and when he finally gets it to turn, comes down into roulette. Oh, there's the bad one. That was rough.
I think we'll see that again here in slow motion.
Yeah, so see Schwab kind of trying to get to the top, and there's somebody up there, and so he's pushing and starts to get spun there. Nowhere for Sherfick to go. You see Brendan Gimmel kind
caught
of
a little bit there.
side swipe, and he had some back trouble too after that. And then 28 car just I don't know, didn't hear the caution, didn't something, but he was still hauling the mail, and just gets a good square hit right in the rear.
I think even on slow motion, looks like he hit him pretty hard.
Yeah, pretty
Well,
hard,
when
pretty
you speed it
fast.
up. But
Yeah,
watch her again here.
it's probably a good thing that Gimmel came in there and straightened old Sherfick out, or it would have been square in the driver's door.
And that was a loud hit. I was standing up there filming that, and it was a thud. Here, there. So.
I was I was in the trailer trying to mess with an update or something on Facebook, and Peanut Butter runs in the trailer, says there's a crash, and goes yelling or goes running. I come out of the trailer and everybody in the pits is running that way, so went and gosh, just in person, even the people that saw it said, oh man, that one, it wasn't good, but it's way scarier watching the video of it than what it really even looked like in person. Of course, it happened so fast in person, you just never quite see that, but that's where those containment seats and Hans devices and all that jazz sure helps keep things a whole lot safer. And I know that Dylan's outfitted well that way. I'm not sure about any of the other guys involved there, but he kind of took the brunt of that along with the guy in the 28 that hit him. That trying to think, Seth Baird is his name, and yeah. I didn't talk to him, but I didn't hear anything about him complaining or having trouble. I do know that Dylan and Brendan Gimmel did go to the emergency room to get checked out, and they were both having back pain, and Dylan had some ribs, maybe even cracked ribs, but definitely some pain and bruising there from the belts, and of course, so just glad they're all okay. And I guess the fortunate part right now is there seems to be a bit of a lull in the scheduling, at least for the Hayes and Waukene area. So those guys are they're gonna take a break and tear the car down and see. He said, really amazingly, it doesn't look too bad, but they are gonna take it to Belleville and make sure that everything's
there had to be
okay
some
there. Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. The way that went, there had to be some things. I know they had a broken off piece of bars from the 28 car wedged up underneath of the 66. So it was quite the impact there.
Yeah.
to to top that off, we've got an interview with Dylan's brother Travis. So
this was before the accident.
yeah, that
here,
was
so this was
before the accident.
You're
so.
actually at Waukene Speedway there after his good run on Saturday night. So.
Good evening, race fans. Matt Kovacic here at Dirt Track Central. We're out at Waukene Speedway.
Get the volume up
Yeah,
there a
but
little bit.
I'm gonna stop that real quick while I fix that.
Okay.
I think I know what I did here.
The 66T,
There we
Travis
go.
Sherfick. Travis, good run last night at RPM Speedway. You want to tell us a little bit about the race?
Yeah, it was a pretty good race. Just starting back there ninth, being second place in points, and like I said, it was a pretty fast racetrack. Everybody was able to kind of go on the top nor the bottom, so it made it tough getting through traffic a little bit. But got lucky, made it up to fourth, and like I said, by the time I got to third, I guess the guys out in front of me were a quarter of a lap ahead of me, so it made it tough to catch up to them guys and run them down a little bit. And having a caution-free race didn't help me any. But like I said, I guess I can't complain. A caution-free race is always a good thing sometimes.
As long as you're not the caution, it helps to get to the front, though, doesn't it?
Oh, no doubt. Exactly.
They had a hell of a battle there with the 97M. Tell us a little bit about racing door-to-door with Dave Murray.
Yeah, it's always fun racing door-to-door with Murray. He's a good racer. He's always raced me clean. I can't complain. But like I said, it's me and him started side by side back in the field, and I was lucky enough to get through there before he was. And like I said, then here he come after we got up through there. And then we started to run down the guys up front, but then again just run out of time. So that's the way it goes.
There you go. Well, got anybody you'd like to thank or tell us about on your racing program here?
Yeah, I suppose I better thank Mom and Dad and all my sponsors and the guys that come out and help every night. And that always makes it fun having everybody here, kind of doing it as a family-oriented deal. So that helps.
All right. Well, good luck tonight and get a win.
Thank you, guys.
Well, that was Travis Sherfick. He's always a fun character to be around. So,
yeah, little calm in the interview there, but always a good time. Although I think for some reason he's growing up because RPM Speedway, we sure had a good time. they took off early, so they missed out. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It's hard to go to RPM Speedway and not have a good time afterwards. So thank those guys for that. That's for sure. Well, I was thinking that we could call Corey while we're doing our bonehead of the move of the week, since he's involved in that incident. So I don't know if you got him queued up and ready to give him a shout here.
So.
We're not calling Corey the bonehead, by the way, but he was part of that incident. Just wrong place at the wrong time. So.
Hello.
Hi, Corey. This is Matt Kovacic. How we doing?
What's going on?
Well, we're on the air here with Dirt Track Central, and Hop's here too. So, we're just about to play the video of the bonehead move of the week. And as I was introducing you, I told the fans that we're not saying that you're the bonehead or anything, but definitely the wrong place at the wrong time there, huh?
That's the bonehead move of the weekend.
Yeah. Some portion of that had to be the bonehead move of the weekend, unfortunately.
I thought there was another one that was pretty close to the bonehead of the weekend on Sunday. But
that ended up being our crash of the week. So
that was crash of the week.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, that's a privilege.
Yeah, that was a scary one there.
I
don't know.
I watched the video on it.
Maybe.
I had it night before. didn't realize how bad that was while we were racing there. But man, that was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to Dylan's mom, and she said as soon as we posted that, his girlfriend called and said, that looks way worse than what we saw.
Yeah, it was so hard to see from the pit area and stuff, they said, and from on the track because of the way the south wind was blowing, the dust from the outside pits, it just looked like there was a fog over the racetrack the entire night. So I really didn't even know what happened until I watched the video of it there. I knew I got together with somebody that was missing it there, but it happened pretty quick.
Yeah, that's one of the things with Waukene. It seems like, I mean, you're going fast everywhere, but it just seems like, being a momentum track and everything, you're carrying a lot of speed all the way through the corners, and so things sure happen in a hurry out there.
Yeah, kind of like they say about Belleville, when you wreck big there. So
yeah. I guess the only blessing for those guys is having a few weeks off, at least out there anyway. So got a little time to piece some things together, but we'll go ahead and cue up the Mod Light incident here, and you got to add another class of racing to your resume this weekend, huh?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and watch this. You won't be able to see it. We'll watch this, and then we'll talk to you about your experience there. This is from the caution before. And Corey is in the 3G car there too, so he doesn't have the normal 24 on it. He's driving Dustin Forsberg's old car.
And slight miscalculation putting a new driver in the car. Corey's kind of a lightweight, I guess. Got disqualified for being underweight out of the heat race, and so he got the privilege of getting to start dead last. And by this point in the race we're watching, he's up to third place.
And here's where she goes.
Ouch. There she goes. The wheel just kind of decided it didn't want to ride with that deal.
Yeah.
Rolled away.
I can see her again here in slow motion here. Let's see. Brandon there's running up front. I don't know exactly what happened, but she about came loose and he turned down, and here come Corey, and around and up and spinning on the rear end and back down.
Boy, the 88C looks like he just drove right underneath it as it's up in the air.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
It's one of the deals that we were kind of 3 wide there. Brandon was kind of in my blind spot because I think it was Davidson that was there too.
Yeah, Davidson was on the bottom and
didn't see Brandon, and then all of a sudden Davidson shot out. Next thing I know, Brandon's coming straight for me, and I'm like, man, things happen pretty quick in those things. I don't think there was anything I could have done different, but I mean, I was just wrong place, wrong time.
Right. Yeah, I don't. It's hard to tell from the video. It kind of looks like Brandon's kind of running the top there and maybe starts to lose it. And,
I think he got spooked a little bit by Davidson showing him the inside. I think he might have wanted to try to shut the door on him and didn't realize how fast we were coming and how many people were there too.
Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't see him, he couldn't see you, and so other than obviously ending up with a pile of pieces there, what'd you think of the Mod Light?
They were fun to drive. They were, I don't know that they were easier, but you could just drive them so hard. I mean, everybody always tells you to drive a modified, drive it to the center of the corner and turn, and that's, for me, it's either me or my car, but that's kind of hard to do. But them Mod Lights, you could drive it to the middle of the corner. I mean, you could drive it to turn 3 and 4 to the middle, and you could turn it and go. And they were so fun because you just have to drive the wheels off of them. It's kind of like driving a lower-powered go-kart.
Yeah, you look like you really put it in there hard. I mean, there was a couple of laps, and Dustin was still kind of assessing the damage on his car, and I said, you better get up here and watch this, because I said, this is Corey's race right here, man. And I really do think that, I mean, it's always hard to predict the winner, but, you know, the way things were going there, you know, if things hadn't have gotten upside down, I think that was definitely your race to bring home. And
Yeah. I passed Davidson for second right before that yellow come out. Seems to be my luck this year that I pass somebody and then yellow comes out, so I lose that
yeah,
That's
no
been
kidding.
4 or 5 times this year. A couple of them have been going for the lead, but yeah, I just wanted to give. I think I had a fast enough car that in my mind I was going to win. So
Yeah.
it's one of the deals that it ain't over till it's over, and it
Yeah.
didn't end up like we wanted it to.
Did you hurt yourself at all, or were you good the next day?
I was good. I had like a little knot on my shoulder from over at Hans, where you got them things. You know how you've seen one of those, how hard they are.
Yeah.
But I mean, they've done their job. I mean, I'd rather be a little bit sore there than sore sitting in the hospital somewhere with my neck hurt or something. You know, so
Yeah.
Definitely.
no, it wasn't a bad. I mean, it was bad that I felt bad that I tore somebody else's car up because it wasn't mine. I mean, I hate tearing equipment up, period, you know.
Right.
Don't have to drive a car, and then somehow I'm glad that they're understanding that it kind of, I didn't have anywhere to go, but still it sucked that it got tore up because it should have been a top 3 car pretty easy, I think. So
Yeah, it was definitely there, and unfortunately, that's kind of part of the deal with racing, I guess, is you're trusting the guys you're racing around to, you know, not have a problem, and when they do, you kind of all get collected, and you know, it seems like anymore, as tight as the rules have gotten, and as good as you know, the handling and, you know, the talent and all that, you know, you just race so tight that you know, it doesn't take much for one guy to mess up, and it screws you all up. So
yeah. I told other people this. I don't know. I haven't seen time-wise since flying or anything if those cars are as fast as the big cars or not, but they're quick. I mean, like I said, in the car you don't feel like you're going as fast, but things happen quick. I mean, the car reacts quick, and they're quicker. But it was a lot of fun to kind of hurt my modified program a little bit.
Did you try to drive the modified the same way?
Yeah, in my heat race, I tried to drive it in as hard as I was driving that mod light in, and I got up top of 3 and 4 pretty high one lap, lost a couple spots. But
didn't quite work.
I don't think it affected me as much as I thought it would. But the heat race, you go from a little car that's got really quick steering, that's got you're supposed to be 1,300-pound car, and it's got brakes that stop you on a dime, to a 2,500-pound car that's got 1980 brakes on it.
Yeah.
I mean, those little cars are designed to be a full-fledged race car, and that's what's fun. I mean, they got a good racing tire. I mean, their tires are actually good. Real rubber, I think.
yeah,
nice
soft
and
and you know, hook up, and I think you know, mathematic wise anyway, they're comparable. You know, power to weight wise with a modified, but of course everything else is so different. I'm sure that, you know, it's just a completely different feel, but you know, probably no more or less horsepower wise, responsiveness wise than what you're used to. So
those you gotta. I found that they got a certain RPM, a power band that they want to keep in the man. If you get those things out of the power band,
turn into a dog in a hurry.
Yeah, it's like I told Dustin, I said, man, if you're gonna run the bottom with that thing, it needs to have a gear put in it, because it didn't have enough getting off the bottom to get going good, where a guy can complete the pass getting off the corner. So it's definitely fun. Definitely, you say I've done it now.
Yeah, one of the advantages of a Mod Lite, though, having that quick change, you can dial that in if you want to. So
Yeah.
a whole lot
So
easier.
You know how lazy Forsberg is. He's only talking about putting a little smaller tire on it. He don't want to do that manual labor of changing gears. So
That's
he
right.
just wants to change tires on it. That'd be easier for him. That'd be easier for Derek and Deb and not him, I guess.
You figured this program out already.
Oh yeah, I've known him for a day or two, so I know how he operates. So.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about the modified. I know at Salina you finally broke your second place winning streak. Just went one place the wrong direction.
Yeah, I went the wrong way. Yeah, we're just really struggling with that car.
I don't know how you can say struggling when you're finishing second, though, too. There's a lot of guys that like to be finishing in that spot, too.
Yeah.
So
it's
tough.
My deal was I used to run good out west and kind of struggle in Salina, and now I'm struggling in Salina and can't go out west. And so I'm running good in Salina and struggling out west, so I don't know what I need to do to get going better out west. So I think the car can definitely be a lot better in Salina, too. So I've caught some good breaks on the starts this year. The last couple of weeks of flying on the modified, you're starting back there sixth row, and if you catch a couple breaks pretty quick there, you can get up front. And I've been getting up there and just kind of maintaining because I haven't been doing much else. So.
Not headed where you wanted to be anyway. So
no, this is the earliest I just walked in the door. This is the earliest I've been home all week and working on that thing. So I hope we've made some good changes to it to get it better. Because if we don't, I'm going to put a 2-link under the back of it.
Yeah.
And
Back to the old days.
Nobody believes me, but I'm about 2 weeks away from doing that. I would 2-link it in a heartbeat.
Man. Well, we know it works. Larry Riviere puts down the fastest time of the weekend over at Thunder Hill on a 2-link car, 2-barrel. So.
Yep, that's what I said. Them cars are running faster than we are with less motor and less suspension.
Yeah.
And less money. What the heck?
Well, I don't know if I'd go that far right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well.
Some guys, I wonder what they run for motors. But man, it's in the B-mod deals there. We pull up to the lineup area at Salina where we pit right by the lineup area, and I got to look and take a double check to make sure that they're a B-mod the way they sound when they pull up there.
Well, it takes a lot of motor to keep up with those grain truck motors in the crates. So.
Yeah.
I did get a few stats from IMCA here on you. Bill tells me that you had 41 IMCA modified feature wins going into this season, 9 track titles, and 2 state championships, 2007 and 2010. Is there plans to chase that again, or were you even chasing them at that time, or is it just the way it turned up, or what's the?
I can say back in 07 that we were chasing the state deal. That state deal's it's a neat deal, and if you find a place to race every weekend, it makes it a little more doable. Where I'm kind of wanting to slow down a little bit. I mean, these next 2 weeks, racing one night a week are looking really, really good to me right now after the weekend we had.
Yeah, that was my next question for you, was whether or not you were going to find something to fill those gaps this weekend. I know that the guys out west, for whatever reason, are kind of taking a couple of weeks off, and so are you looking at any place else, or are we just going to stick around home and enjoy the family?
We got some things planned this weekend with the family, and
probably graduation stuff. A lot of that going on.
We got some graduation. My nephew's getting baptized. The kids want to go pick up a new dog, and so we're going to do some family things. And Mother's Day being Sunday, I probably ought to do what my mom and my wife want to do, and the next week we'll just see how Friday goes. I'd like to go to Thunder Hill, but there's some issues that it just costs a lot of money to go there.
Yeah, yeah. It's unfortunate for those guys, you know, like Pam and Mike, and like heading over there. But man, all those hills they put between here and there just make it hard on the old fuel gauge.
Like find somebody that hop up my diesel and make it get 30 miles a gallon, I'd be good. But
There you go.
That's what everybody wants.
Yeah, that's what everybody wants.
Yeah, and they also want 400 horsepower when they do it too. So.
Yeah.
I don't care about the horsepower. You just make sure you go up the hills and give it some mileage. But no, it's I don't know. It's a long way out there, it seems. I mean, we go to Waukene all the time, but in Marietta, it just seems like it's a long way. And I like the track, and I like Mike and Pam a lot. And we'll see what happens next weekend. I might think about venturing over there on Saturday, see how things go. Friday night first.
There you go.
Right now, we're going to have a couple weekends off.
Well, that doesn't seem like a bad plan. It'll be probably well needed coming into what'll be probably a 4-day weekend, I would guess. You probably plan to hit the Hayes and 2 nights at Waukene and Salina there Memorial Day, right? So, that's
the plan. So test it up and regroup for that.
Yeah, that's a lot of time away from the house and trying to make sure the car's in tip-top condition. Those, I would guess, with the way that thing worked out this year and having, just traveling right down I-70 with Salina and Hayes and Waukene, that really should be a good car draw. So, guy's going to have to be on top of his game to make that a good weekend. Not that you don't always have to, but definitely this weekend will be, or that weekend will be a tough one. So, how'd you get into racing? What was got you started?
I was born into it. I was practically born at the racetrack, so I've been around it my whole life. My dad, my mom. Yeah, Dad used to help Sam Brittendall, and he used to race a lot. And I used to be always working on the car and helping him from when I was in diapers till Sam called it quits. So I was always trying to help him, and I'd like to try to get him in a car just to go out hot lap at one time to see what he thinks.
See how it still feels, huh?
Yeah. Well, Sam's had some bad luck here lately.
Yeah.
He's taking life really hard right now. It's hard to not think about him all the time because he meant so much to me and my family and racing and everybody, and the stuff that he's had go on here these last couple of years with the death of his family.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's tough when most people in the racing community are almost all like family too. So even though you aren't family with him, it kind of feels like he's family. So when it happens to him and or someone else in the racing community, it
makes it tough on all of them. So all of us. What'd you start out racing?
Mini stocks. Good old mini stocks. Got a Pinto that I started out with. I
think if I remember right, that's how you picked up your wife, right? She liked boys with Pintos.
Boys with Pintos, yeah. She was like Pintos, so I don't know if that was good or bad.
There you go. There's the family. Got a picture of them up, and you got Kale already driving anything that's got wheels on it. So you guys are you're in for the third generation coming up, huh?
He's been my body man. Even if I don't have body damage, by the time he's done at the shop, I got body damage. So. Haven't quite got him figured out. We need to pound the dent out, not in. The car's looking a little rough. Part of it's racetrack, part of it's the sun. So
well, I know he can drive the wheels off of Power Wheels, so Won't be long.
We got enough power wheels here to have our own A feature. I think.
Yeah. Yep. Shoot. Well, raced the Pintos and then moved on to the Super Stocks. Is that right?
Yeah, I raced the Pintos for 4 years, and then I moved on to the Super Stocks. And actually bought a bear frame from all the Kohler boys up in Beloit, Mike and John and Dave. One that John had raced years before I bought it, and I had bought it from him when I was going to school up in Beloit. I kind of got to know them, and me and my dad put it together and raced it. And that was the first night out in Salina we won in the Super Stock class. So it was kind of fun being able to do that, jump right in it, and actually I think we won the points championship and rookie of the year that year in the Super Stock.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
And
quite a deal.
Yeah, we built our own Super Stock next year. I raced that one again, I think. And we built our own, and my dad built our own car. And I think we won 2 track championships with that car that we had built. And several feature wins. We had one year, I think it was 02. I can't remember for sure, but we had 10 feature wins in Salina with a Super Stock car, so it was a pretty dominant car. It was a really, really good race car.
Yeah, that's I think that was probably about the time I kind of started going to the races, and it kind of gets that way where you can pick who's going to win in certain classes. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, the modifieds is so competitive, and there's so much talent there that it's
Yeah.
hard to pick a consistent winner. But there's if the 55 or the 2 pulls in the sport mods, that you got a pretty good chance of seeing those guys up front. And
Yeah.
and that's kind of the way I remember it with the 24 Super Stock. It was it was Corey's race to lose. So, but those were the days. Is there anything you miss about the full-bodied race cars, or is the modified definitely your favorite?
Oh, they were fun. I don't know what it was that I liked about them so much. I mean, I liked the class, but I can't say it was my favorite.
Yeah.
I had a blast in it, and I learned a lot, and made a lot of good friends with it. But I can't say I'd say that the modified would be my favorite. Just I don't know why. But I guess the Super Stock and the stock cars, the whole trick of them was keeping them straight.
Right.
You don't want to slide over the modifieds. I mean, to a point you want to keep them straight, but to a point too, you can slide them around and do what you want to do with them. Kind of make them work for you. Or the stock car stuff, you kind of just drive them and go where they want you to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a little more weight there, and so. Well, we're fastly approaching running out of time, and we've still got some things on our list here to do. So we appreciate you taking the time out of your evening to chat with us, and we wish you good luck this weekend at Salina Speedway, and good luck on taking a few nights off.
Yeah. You got any sponsors or people you want to say thanks to or give credit to?
I like to thank my mom and dad. I mean, my dad helps me pretty much. He's been on vacation. He just got back last night, so that's why it was part of a rough weekend. He helps me on the car. And, mom's there to support me and lets me borrow their shop out at the house to keep it in. And then my wife for putting up with this stupid stuff that we do, and
Yeah.
taking care of the kids while I'm not working until 9 or 10 o'clock at night on that thing, and then supporting me throughout the weekend. And had a crane rental, Obermiller feeders this year. Ryan Obermiller helped me out a lot this year. We got BSB Manufacturing, Extreme Motorsports.
You kill him?
Yep, and that was my fault.
Whoops. Well, yeah.
I'll see if I can get him real back here real quick if he's not still wondering where the heck we went.
Yeah, he's probably still talking to himself.
Cool.
Yeah, sorry about that, Corey. It was all me. I clicked the wrong button when I was trying to get everything going. I think you're on maybe Extreme
BSB Manufacturing, Extreme Motorsports.
Okay, Extreme Motorsports, Anderson Body Shop, Mike Monty Trucking, Abco, Well Designed on my wrap this year. Advanced Engine, they do all my machine work on my engines. Just everybody that comes out and supports us every week and cheers for us, and everybody that helps us out at the track. You know, you go to the racetrack and you're kind of a big family. If something happens, you usually got a lot of people there to help you. So
yeah,
definitely, and at least somebody to eat breakfast with afterwards, at least. So
yeah, well, it seems to be this year that for some stupid reason we're the last ones to leave the racetrack, and it's way too late to go to IHOP. So
Doc on
maybe
it.
this weekend where we can sleep in on Saturday, that we can go to IHOP after the races. I know that the kids enjoy being up at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning getting breakfast.
yeah.
Well, we always seem to fit in pretty well.
Yeah,
At IHOP at 2 in the morning, so
we keep IHOP
for some odd reason.
They like us when we come in at IHOP.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll turn you loose here, and appreciate your time again, and we'll catch you at the racetrack.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Mhm.
Corey. Corey's also got a Facebook page there too, so you can go like Corey Lagrune Racing too if you want to keep up and follow him and his updates and stuff. So you can go like his page up too.
Yep. Want to thank Extreme Motorsports for helping us out with the show. Those guys are build the first class chassis. They're also your parts suppliers at Salina Speedway and Thunder Hill Speedway. And you can also catch up with them right there in Great Bend, Kansas. So you need something parts-wise, or you're thinking about a modified or a sport mod, they're your guys. So go check them out, and we appreciate their help with the show.
And their help with Corey, we said one of their sponsors too. So.
Yeah. So also, I'll just get the rest of them out of the way here. Heartland VP Race Fuels. Again, we've said it before, but man, there's just a plethora of race fuels out there anymore as far as different blends, different octanes. So normally the dirt track guys keep it pretty simple, but if you think there's more to be had out of your fuel, those are the guys to call, and they can tell you, what's going to work good with your combination. They've got them specifically for crates and specifically for your motorcycle engines if you're running the mod lights and all different kinds of things. So get with Justin and the guys over there at VP. And also Contour cameras, where the Contour Roams are the hot ticket right now. And so if you're in the market for an action camera, either for your racing program or anything else, skiing, surfing, they've
ATV.
those Roams are waterproof, and they do make an extra waterproof case as well. So I mean, you want one on your ski rope or on your boat or whatever, that's another place to think about taking it. So if you're having fun, those things will capture it. So thanks to Contour again. Let's see here.
Did you talk about BMS?
BMS Modified. Sorry, thank you. Not paying attention to your cues here. BMS Modifieds. You might have seen them on Channel 12 News if you're in Kansas here the other day. They did a little special spotlight deal on Belleville, the town of Belleville, and the Midget Hall of Fame there. And high banks and all that good stuff.
They
but,
showed off the BMS shop there and some of the cars there they're working on in the shop, and talked a little bit with Brandon Blocklinger. So pretty nice little coverage for them. So
yeah, that was good. So thanks to the guys at BMS. They had a couple of good cars there and run 11th and 12th at the Hawkeye Dirt Tour, which we congratulate them on that. Their cars are definitely capable. It's just they haven't been as strong in Iowa with so many chassis builders being out there.
Yeah,
so
and they're outnumbered up there by quite a bit too.
Yeah, so those guys are making an effort to make some market penetration there, but they have been chassis builder of the year 4 or 5 times, I think. So they're on their way to that again, I think. So they're having a strong season. So I think we're going to pick a winner of the modifieds at Thunder Hill.
Yeah, we'll go kind of back over. We kind of talked about this earlier of our picks last week. We were picked for the Hawkeye Dirt Tour, and I picked Jimmy Guston, and I think he finished eighth, and Matt picked Jay Notaboom. He was a few spots back there.
Yep, 12th.
12th. So
lost a little bit of my lead this week.
Yeah.
I still didn't do a good job of adding those up, but I do know that I think I'm still maybe in the lead by a point or two.
Well, we'll set up a spreadsheet where
yeah.
we can keep track of this a little better, so we can kind of fill you in each week. But I think we'll go ahead and pick from Thunder Hill. I will be at Thunder Hill this weekend, so we're gonna go try to pick on the modifieds there. And well, since I was ahead of you again, I'll let you pick first.
Well,
I will bring up some names here. I did bring up some points.
Yeah, let's
here,
take a look at their. Do you have is that the point sheet
this
there?
This is points. Yeah, I don't know how many races it's in. There's got to be 2 of them.
Because that might affect my decision, seeing as how point average will be coming into play. Let's see. Well, if Jordan Grabowski was going to be there, I'd definitely go with that. But I know he's not chasing points there this year, so he's kind of.
Yeah, he would be a pretty easy pick there. He picked up a lot of wins there last year. So.
Yeah, he knows his way around there. Herbers is a heck of a driver there too, but being on top of the points, he's going to be starting way back. Mike's not a whole lot better off, but I think I'm going to pick Mike Peterson.
He's been having a lot of good runs up there too lately. So, okay, now that puts on me, and I'd kind of like to see Jeff win one there up there, but I think I'm going to pick old Tom Charles. He's
going with the 2 in a row, huh?
Yeah, let's see, he can back it up.
Yeah.
Mayetta last year had a streak of the same winner for quite a while. They were trying quite a few things to
break that streak.
So maybe that'll repeat itself a little bit. This is still early in the season, but we'll see.
Yeah, so, there's one thing about that place that's so stinking wide. I mean, it's not uncommon to see 3 and 4 wide and still not be door to door. They're all over the place. So that really doesn't seem to be as big a factor as far as where you're starting in the pack, other than of course everybody being fast and it kind of being a momentum deal. But there's a way around if you're faster.
And if you got that place figured out, you can make it to the front
through there. So well, good luck to all of them. Good luck to Tom and Mike, and we'll see how we come out next week.
Kind of look ahead. We kind of talked about out west. Most of the guys aren't racing out there. Salina is racing here.
Salina
Friday night, and Thunder Hills we talked about. And I don't know if we'll hit anything Sunday around this area.
I don't think there is anything to hit here in Kansas. there Saturday there is Norton and
yeah.
North Platte, Nebraska as well. So
Not
check
as-
those out.
Yeah, not as many choices this weekend that we're used to. So
Hopefully that means good car counts for the
Yeah.
ones that are, and like we talked with Corey, a good opportunity to just get out with the family and do the graduation thing or go to the lake or whatever the case may be. So
yeah. But don't worry, we'll get some coverage of something racing, and we'll still have some videos, and we'll still have a show next week. So
That's right.
not like there's
We'll be
nothing
here.
going on. So
Yeah, sounds like might be doing it down from the Beaver County Raceway area. I did want to mention that. I guess
that
it's not this
this
weekend; it's following. But if you're gonna, depending on where you're at, it's a long trip. But it's $2,000 to win for the sport mods and the stock cars. And Beaver, Oklahoma is one of those fringe tracks where if you have a southern
sport mod.
sport mod, or if you're a southern region driver in the stock cars, you can gather southern region points at that track, or northern region points, or central region, I guess we're in here, or whatever it's. I should know the technical terms here, but I think we're central region.
Yeah.
At any rate, you can gather either or points there, so that makes a kind of an interesting dynamic with I haven't looked at the schedules down in
South
Texas to
Texas.
see, if we're on top of how many weekly shows, but
Well, for that kind of
could
money,
draw some southern cars, and definitely I know there's some Kansas guys going out there. Goodland does race that weekend, but other than that, I think and Salina's on Friday night for stock cars, so that'll hamper a few of them. But I know there's talk of some Iowa guys and some North Dakota driver, and there's pre-registrations on their website. You can check that out. But there is Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas drivers all pre-registered as well. So that'll be a race to see. And the plan, anyway, at this point, is for me to be there and get a video camera on that. So we'll be able to have coverage from a new track that we haven't been to. I haven't been to even, and coverage of that 2,000 to win stock cars that
yeah.
they always put on a good show, but you put a little more extra money out there, and typically that just turns up the heat a little. So
Yeah. Another thing I forgot to mention earlier I was going to put in the notes is that the Knoxville race got rained out again.
Yeah.
so they did reschedule that. It's going to be later in the season, but we'll remind you again when they are going to try to make that race up again. So
yeah, I always had a rough time with rain this year. But, well, we appreciate you joining us for Dirt Track Central. I'm Matt Kovacic,
And I'm Justin Hopp.
and we'll see you next week.
Hey, you need to run upstairs and go look at leave your thing rolling
Oh.
and go look at my screen. I don't know what Dad's done. It went from big to small, and half the time you guys aren't even moving. You're like as still as can be. And now he can't figure out why it's showing April 4th.
Yeah, I did actually close it. I kind of got it. Well, sunset kind of missed in the middle of it. I guess I didn't have to. Hopefully I can get it. Let me stop this.